Welcome back. I have some more things to talk about related to feeling your feelings. So let's get started. The first step is to basically just acknowledge that you are feeling something and saying, hey, it's okay to feel this. And I may not like the feeling, but I'm going to allow the feeling because it's a part of me, it's a part of my experience, it's a part of what's happening right now. And by allowing whatever is happening, whatever feeling is coming up, by allowing it, you are in the flow. You're going with the flow of life, and that is the most important place to be, because if you're trying to go against the flow of life, you're just going to cause more tension. I find for me it is important to be alone when I do this. So here's a really good example from my life, and that is, say I am already alone and I feel lonely. Now that feeling is an expression of my core wounding. When I first was trying to deal with this loneliness thing, no, that's my biggest awful feeling, and it's too hard. So for a long time I've just avoided it. So the first time I decided to feel the loneliness, okay, I sit myself down, I lit a fire in my fireplace, I had a journal in case I needed to write anything. So I just sat down and I allowed the feeling and I felt it, and then you gotta let it express itself, okay? It has, like, you can feel it, but it needs to come out somehow. So there needs to be an expression of the feeling. And a lot of times for me, it comes out through sound, like crying. Crying isn't just tears, you know, like, oh no, crying is tears. That's a part of crying, yes. Crying is also the sound that comes out of your mouth. Really important, because that sound is actually, that emotion is, it's like rising up, right, from wherever it is. It's coming out your throat to be expressed. And as you're hearing it, you can hear how, how strong the feeling is. You can hear it by how it sounds. So after so many times of doing this, I've come to really like listen when I am crying and the sound that's coming out of my mouth. It kind of has turned into a song. It sometimes sounds just like one note that I'm singing. And I think that's really like poetic. It's really beautiful to be like, yeah, I'm actually singing. Like, that feeling is singing a song. And that song is like just for you. That song is so special. It's just for you. And you get to hear it and know what it means. You know exactly what it means because you are bringing the meaning out. Loneliness isn't just sadness. It's anger, it's frustration. It's like, I don't want this, kind of a thing going on. There's a lot involved in it. So once you start letting yourself, you just let yourself take as long as you possibly can stand it, okay? Now, as soon as you're like, okay, I gotta stop, like, just let yourself stop, just stop doing it. Go distract yourself, do something that brings you comfort. That's really important. Like, don't force yourself to like sit in this pain for too long. It's okay to take a break. It's really important to relax. Do the things that bring you comfort, because that's healing as well. You can totally zone out, if you need to just zone out for a while, as long as you remember to come back and, it's like come back next week and wherever you are, if that feeling comes up again, just like allow it to for like a few minutes. Man, because once you're in it, like even 30 seconds feels like eternity. But any amount of time that you spend feeling the feeling, that's doing something, okay? Once you've poured out a lot of that pain that you've been feeling, because every time you feel the pain, you're pouring it out of the cup. You are not adding to the cup. The cup is always there. The cup is there inside you, okay? Full of this pain, and it's like, oh, I'll deal with that later. It doesn't make it go away. It's still there, okay? As you feel it, you're letting it out through sounds, through all these other ways that you can express. That's releasing it. That's pouring out the pain from the cup. It takes you doing this. I'm not saying go find these things. They will come to you. I mean, I'm sure you've noticed that like stuff comes up and it's triggering. Triggers are opportunities to feel the feelings that you forgot were inside of you. And the trigger comes when it's like, okay, I think you're ready to feel this for however many seconds or however many minutes that you can, but you can for some amount, right? So here's the trigger now. And, it may kind of throw you off at first, like, what? How could this happen? How dare they say that to me? It's like, guess what? It's not about the person saying the thing to you or doing the thing. Like, it's an opportunity to look and say, oh, the feeling is coming up and it's really challenging. I'm gonna go take a second and go in this room by myself and feel through it as long as I can. Take some breaths. Breathing is important. Ha ha ha. Like, it's not just about oxygen, okay? The breath is supporting life. The breath is bringing life into your body. Every time you breathe in, it's an automatic built-in tool to bring you back to equilibrium. Okay, you can be all over here and the breath just like brings you back in. What happened for me tonight, I want to tell you about my experience. Hopefully it'll inspire you to just come up with your own thing. I went to the gym because I was feeling good, like I have some energy left, I'm gonna go do that. And I went to the steam room and it gets really hot in there, and I started feeling slightly sick to my stomach, just like the tiniest bit. But I knew, like, I've been thinking about this for a while. I knew that my stomach, I've been feeling like there's sadness in there that needs to be addressed. This is a moment, this is my opportunity here to at least start addressing it. So I kind of just sat there and let out the little, it kind of sounded like that. I was like, ugh. So that's the sound that came out. And I let myself do that just a little bit because I knew that it was important. Then I went to take a shower, and then I thought, what else? What's the next step? Like, what can I do here? So I had this visualization of this part of me that is the sad part. I imagined it as a part of me, okay, that feels separated from love. One of those core wounded parts. And so I imagined it as this like gray substance that was just saying like, I'm so in pain being without love. Like, I'm really in pain being without love. And so I was like seeing that over here in front of me. And then I was being love, and I was saying like, you're a part of me and I love you. And I see that you're hurting being without love. And so I just kind of was like seeing this part being sad and allowing this part to be sad. And just being like, you know what? You can be sad. Like, I see you now. Like, me putting my eyes and my focus, like, in my mind, I'm visualizing this part. Me doing that was really important. That was like, that's what this part wanted. That's what this part needed. For me to see it. These parts of you need you to see them. And they're all around, you know, they're all inside you. They're all inside you. Anyway, so I was seeing her, and I say her because it's me, part of me, that feels separate from me, so that's kind of how I was looking at it. And I imagined that, you know, she's hurting, and so what she does in order to not get any more pain is have a defense. So I saw the gray substance kind of turn into spikes, like a sea urchin, okay, right? So it was like, you know, this gray substance, and it was like spikes. It's like as if to be like, don't come any closer because I'm in pain and I feel like anything coming closer is going to hurt me. That was the reality of this part of me. That's her belief, okay? And so I just kind of observed this and just continued to say, I love you. And I just said, I love you over and over, just really slowly and with intention, you know? And as I did that, I felt like I could embrace this part of me. And so it's like I brought her closer, and it's kind of like, are you sure you want to bring me closer? Because I'm full of spikes and I'm going to hurt. It's like she was going to hurt me. But like, guess what? I am bringing love to the table. And love, when something comes to love kind of absorbs it and turns it into love with, yeah. So it's like, I am the love substance. Like, I'm this pink water fountain over here. So if something comes in, love touches that, it turns into love again. So it was like I brought that in, and it became a part of love, a part of me. Like, that separate part is now with me again. Like, it's been so long. It's been so long. You know? And in that moment, I felt like breathing was going to be super important. So I just took really deep breaths for a while, because the breath is bringing these parts back together into the center again. Breathing the life into this part that was coming back into love. And, it's just like, yeah, that felt right to me. So that's what I did. And I hope that inspires you to figure out some way to kind of look at these parts, that look at the feelings, you know, as if they are little parts of you that just want to be loved. They just want to be seen. They want to be allowed. It's like, don't you want to be allowed to be you? Wouldn't that be nice if you were accepted just as you are, exactly as you are? You don't have to change anything. You don't have to change anything about you. All you have to do is be yourself. Wouldn't that be nice? Yeah, that's how love sees you. Love sees you that way. And the more I allow these parts of me to exist and have the feelings, and I express them, the more I poured out the pain from the cup. And the more I access love, okay? The more I could access love and I fill my cup with that, the more I have the ability to love more and more parts of me. And as I love more and more parts of me, I am more filled with love. It's an ongoing thing. So I will talk more about accessing love in my journey to get there too, because that took 3 years for me. And it's like, I don't want to come on here and make this video like, oh, it's just like snap, snap, you're there. For me, it's like this lifelong work. Like, this is my work. This is my purpose that I came to my life to do these things. So I just wanted to share that with you guys today, and let me know if you have any thoughts on the topic, and I will see you next time.